Wonderful. Well, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome to the latest series where I put one of the Zoco members under the fierce spotlight of my adversarial style. So first of all, so today we have the wonderful Deidre Aguma. And Deirdre and we have met in real life. So Deirdre joined a network which I helped to grow to be very big, but she joined just as I left, which was rather sad. So I met her, but didn't get to know Deirdre at all. And then Deirdre very kindly joined up with Zoco. So before we start, though, Deirdre, what's your networking journey? How much networking have you done, and how much do you enjoy networking? And more importantly, how good is Zoco?
That's the most important question. I have done quite a bit of networking, but as I was saying to you earlier, I am not the sort of person that's out there in your face. I rather step back and wait. I scatter the crumbs and wait. So I have done 7 a.m. I tried BNI, not for me. Fabulous networking. It was fabulous women, Margaret. And I do Ladies Who Latte. There's one in Hampton as well. So I do quite a bit. But and yours is the best, of course.
I was waiting for that. That's absolutely excellent. Good. Well, so yeah. I mean, Deirdre is work for Utility Warehouse, and of course it's interesting because we have, I think, 2 or 3 members in Zoco, and we all know plenty. I mean, I know a lot of Utility Warehouse, but it does emphasise the point we made earlier that people buy from people. Okay, so as I said, you're a woman. There are men, okay. There are brash people. There are quieter people. So, as I said, it's about. I said people buying from people, and
exactly.
I know what a quieter, understated lady you are. As I said, you're all about the detail. You said.
I love the detail. Yeah,
well, that's great in this business, right? So let me spotlight you, put you under the fierce spotlight for everyone. Okay. So wonderful. So question number 1. So this is where Deirdre will answer the frequently asked question that she gets asked about her business. Okay. Number 1, which is a great question. So why should I use you, Deirdre?
Well, first and foremost, as you said, I'm a woman and I am not in your face. I'm quiet and reserved, and I love the detail. I don't know if this is any relevance, but I was brought up strict Roman Catholic Irish. And I'm all about telling you, if you're on a good deal, stay there. Watch those direct debits. We can't beat you, I'm afraid. And even when I get an elderly customer, I know what I would give my father or mother. So I'm not going to give this person any different. I'm not going to say, take everything, take the fastest internet, because they don't need it, and don't take a mobile. So I like to say that I'm honest and I'm upfront with you, and it's only a matter of time. You might love British Gas and you might love British Telecom, but when they mess up, which sometimes they do, then you will probably remember me and think, who was that lady who told me to stay put and when things went wrong to come back to her. That's where I come from. That's the angle I come from.
Yeah, well, as I said, no, I mean, I've done in-person networking. We met in person, and it's often about energy. It's about, you connect with someone, and I'm not saying that you're better than anyone else, but it's about connecting with that person. So you have good energy, absolutely.
Yeah.
So what is this new 30-day trial before you commit? I hear all about.
Well, over the weekend, Utility Warehouse had a big conference, and basically they launched loads of stuff. And with everybody working from home, it's crucial now. It's like oxygen. You have to have the right internet, the right speed, the right connectivity. So Utility Warehouse have just launched a try before you buy. So you have 30 days to try all of our services. And if you're not happy at all, you just cancel. Oops, free of charge. Sorry. And they've also put on top of that the £200 to get you out of a contract. You can still use that as well. Because it's not until you're up and running and your teenagers are gaming do they realise this isn't fast enough. Virgin was better, or whatever the case might be. So, that's what they've launched, the try before you buy. And on top of that, Some people can't get the internet in the cellar or up in the attic. And Amazon are doing these Ereos. They're like a mesh system.
Okay.
So UW has launched this, and it's £2.50 a month to have like a mesh system for each item, for each adaptation. So that's fantastic. That means you can have the internet in the garden or in the cellar or wherever, and you not have to fork out £200 or whatever it is on Amazon.
Yeah. I mean, the thing I think about, I mean, you said your warehouse and your part. Are you called partners or you called partners? No, you called.
Yeah. They keep changing the words, but agent, distributor, partner, whatever you want to call me.
Yeah. I mean, I looked into utility warehouse sort of 5-6 years ago, and I decided the time wasn't right for me. But you all the training you get is astonishing. I understand that.
Yeah.
And I mean, the people, the partners, you're all very honest people, and I love that about you. Okay, fantastic. And when it comes to the product, your gas, electricity, broadband, home telephone, what we all need, what we all have. Okay?
Exactly.
So it's not a luxury, it's something that we actually need and have. What about, so you things like you got here, should I switch to a fixed tariff? It's all very tariff based questions. I mean, presumably, how does it work? How does the process work? I mean, I came to you. What do you need from me to check the best deal?
What I really need from you is the landline number and your annual usage with your present supplier. If you haven't been with your present supplier for more than a year, we're going to have to base it on bedrooms and people, and that's just a guess, and that's an industry-wide guess. So, give you an example. We're in a 4-bedroom house. There's 5 of us. Our next door neighbour is with us. There are 4 in their house, and they are they never use their gas and electric. They only turn it on if it's bitter cold. Whereas we've got the underfloor heating, the tumble dryer, so we obviously use a lot more than those next door. But if you haven't got those details, I can't give you an accurate. No. I can't give you a good comparison with what you've been offered now with whoever you're with. So that's what we need. And half of the country is sitting on standard variable rates. So really, you should be in a fixed deal. And the law changed so that if you wanted to leave, they're only allowed to charge you about £30 a service, any company. So it's only about 60 quid to get away from whoever you're with. But yeah, you need to be on a fixed deal, really. Otherwise, you're paying too much.
Okay. And presumably, I mean, the last year obviously has changed your business model. And so now is everything, I mean, I was reading the other day about the new system that utility warehouse have put in place. They've rolled out all kinds of new software and stuff for you. So you don't need to go into people's homes anymore. You do it all remotely, do you?
We do it all remotely. So what I would do is I give them a link. I have a link. I give them a code. And then suddenly it says that we're talking to each other, that I, Deidre, am talking to Nick. And then I can give you control, and you can put in all your details faster than I can type, and I will just guide you through it. And then when we get to everything in the basket, 7 items, then you can make an informed decision if this is for you, and then you just continue pressing the buttons, or I can do it all and you just watch your screen move.
It's funny because if they'd had that 6 years ago, I would have signed up. I would have done it. Okay. Because I mean, I love my technology. I mean, the product itself, everyone has gas and electricity. It's a no-brainer. But I mean, and the technology works. It's all singing, all dancing.
It is. I was really surprised because we went into the lockdown on the 23rd of March of 2020, and I think within about 5 days it was up and running.
Wow.
But I didn't know they had it going in the background. They've been working on it for years, well, months or whatever. So it was up and running. We have had teething problems like every company, but it's really good. I mean, the amount of money you save, you don't have to go door knocking or into people's houses. Some people didn't even want you to come in because they were embarrassed. But it can all be done over the internet now, which is wonderful.
And how long does the process take roughly from start to finish?
Roughly, if you're going to be generous and answer their questions and make sure that you are actually giving them the best deal, about an hour.
An hour. That's brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah, about an hour. Yeah. An hour and 10.
Yeah. And they can sign it electronically and that's done, and all the paperwork sent off to everyone.
It's all done and dusted. And then I can see my end. Okay, the cooling off periods happen now for the energy, and they need to take a meter reading. So I will just send them a text, don't forget to take a meter reading. So I can see the steps as they're going live and just remind the individual customer, this is what's happening next.
I'm gonna mention that dreadful word, that multi-level marketing. The great thing about love about Utility Warehouse, okay, is all the partners that I've ever met, they've never ever tried to push me into becoming a partner. I mean, I've got Utility Warehouse here and at my other house, okay. I've never been and so how important is that to you to add people to your team?
To be honest, if you gather customers, you keep gathering customers. And if you gather team, you will come across customers as you gather team. And it depends what you want. I thought I was in it for the money. I really did. But now I realise that I actually enjoy and get a kick out of helping people and making sure they're not paying too much. I do have team members. Not all of them are working because they have their own reasons. But yes, a team is important if you want to sit on those beaches of the world and have a walk away income. But you can gather customers and have it like a job, but you'd get more out of it than you would on your 40 hours, 40 years job, you know.
Well, it sounds good. So have you got any good tips to save money? You got here turning things off at night, turning off the router, all the rest of it. What should, I mean, there's leaving the heat. I mean, I know somebody who has the heating on constantly and just turns it down at night, so it goes off. I mean, bizarre. So,
I mean, if you look, there are people say different things. We at home, and this is because I'm so tight and because I know this industry, every switch on the wall, for example, the kettle or the toaster, I switch it on the wall first and then on the button because electricity is going through that socket. So all the sockets are off except for the fridge and the router at night. As far as the heating goes, we do have it on a timer, but sometimes we do leave it on constant, but very, very low. So yeah, they're two main saving tips that you can do. Watch your direct debits as well. You'll find you're probably paying for insurance, maybe contents insurance through your bank. So maybe you don't need our contents insurance because we do home insurance, building and contents, and boiler cover. You may have a good boiler cover, but ours also covers things like rat infestation and wasps' nest and mice. So, but yeah, just watch your direct debits. If you're on that good deal, it will come to an end. And you need to be ready to just switch again. Otherwise, it's just going to go up, you know?
And when it comes to the internet, I mean, obviously, Utility Warehouse, you got here, what's your question about the internet? I mean, I hear lots of bad things about Virgin Media, certainly. Complaints about them all the time. I mean, how does yours stack up? Have you got different levels? You've got the fiber, super fast, fiber optic, all this of it?
So BT, everybody rides on the BT system except people like Virgin, Hyperoptic and Community Fibre. So you don't need a landline with them. But BT have opened the gates and they've let other providers have fibre to the premises. So we've got fibre to the premises now. Not for every household, but we do have it. And as I said, we've got this new Eero mesh system, which can boost the internet throughout the house. And that peace of mind promise where you can try before you buy or try it for 30 days. But yeah, some people want Virgin and they just love that speed of whatever it is, 200 megabytes per second. But to be honest, you don't need it.
Yeah, well, I know that being a rugby fan, I have to have BT Sport.
Right.
So you can't get BT Sport. We can do it a separate way anyway. It is possible.
You have to do it separate,
yeah. Okay, so I want to talk about the whole package, as it were, before I move on to full powers. So the perfect customer, what products is the whole portfolio? Because you used to get your light bulbs, Daffy Gold, I believe it was called.
Yes.
So what is everything?
Okay, so everything now is your gas and electricity, or if you don't have gas, that's electricity, phone and broadband, or you can have fibre to the premises if it exists, SIM, and they've all introduced boiler cover as a main package, if you like. That will get you the fixed energy. It'll give you 10% off your phone and broadband costs. you can then have the extras add on. So you can add on the home insurance if it's suitable. We can't have it because we've got a flat roof. So the underwriters don't do flat roofs.
Okay.
You can have the boiler cover. We have got the boiler cover because our boiler did go and it cost £1,500. So we've got the boiler cover in. We've also got, they have this other little insurance, which is, I think it's £1 a week, but it basically it's death cover and pays our bills for 6 months if we're made redundant or injured. And the cashback card, of course, the cashback card.
Of course, talk about the cashback card, please.
The cashback card. So, for example, and this is how detailed I am. So I've gone into the Which and I thought, right, I'm going to have a hot tub, £820 with Argos. So if I go through the clubhouse, I'll get 1% because I'm shopping online. Then I'm going to pay with a cashback card. That's 5%, so that's 6% off. Then I'm going to use all of my Nectar points. So I'm trying to bring the price right down to have this hot tub. But yeah, the cashback card, I use it everywhere. I just load on. We load as a family about 1,100, and that does everything. All the food, petrol, everything, eBay, Groupon, everything. And I wanted just to, what's the word, share the screen, but
I can do.
I don't know.
Are you ready to do it? You can do.
I'm not sure how to do it. But anyway, our bill was £146 for the month of March. We got £40 cash back, which is wonderful. So when people moan about prices and, oh, well, it's only £5, the cashback, everybody's spending money out in the high street. So that cashback is, you know, is relevant, really, not the pence per kilo.
Yeah, so it's £40 off your bill, basically. All off the one bill.
Yeah, all of the one bill.
Yeah, and that was the thing that I love most about Utility Warehouse, obviously, because I'm with my mum, and so she has everything under one bill. So when you are, I mean, most of us had parents, got parents, and ultimately it's down to us to look after them and do their bills. Yeah. In the old days, all the separate bills was a freaking nightmare. Now it's one bill, one amount. It's just so simple. And of course, I've gone online. I've spoken at Utility Warehouse about all kinds of things, been dealt with. So it's made my life much, much easier. And she knows it's all under one bill. And again, my son was university. So again, we had all in Bournemouth. So I had everything under one bill. They divide by 4. They had 2 bills to organise, which was the television licence and the water. And guess what? Yeah, they had a problem with both. But the things that I organise through UW, no problem at all. So that's really good. So can we move on to, so again, full power utilities? So what is full power utilities?
Okay, so UW does do business energy, but we don't do fixed contracts. So we just do like a standard variable. So the prices are not competitive. So that you will find a lot of UW distributors also do full power. It is a bit network marketing, but it only goes down 2 layers. So, for example, the networking in Hampton, she owns children's nurseries. So I have 7 of those meters out of 9 with full power. And I've got the church at the top of the road, but it's finding a way in to big organizations, because again, UW can only deal with the small corner shop, for example. They couldn't deal with a leisure centre, it's too big. So yeah, full power pays 25% of the deal. So for example, if the church was with British Gas and the deal was going to be £1,000 commission, I'd get 250 quid. And it is actually a lot easier than UW, because all I do is get the letter of authority signed and pass head office the bills, and they deal with everything. So full power is an alternative, but again, I still use my honest approach.
Of course, yeah.
You know, I said about the children's nurseries, they're in lockdown, just give them the cheapest. If it's British Gas Light, give them British Gas Light. I don't care that I won't earn as much commission. They need the cheapest. That's all they want, is the cheapest. And we've got bigger meters to come later, so we'll earn later, you know.
Yeah, I never understand when people, because electricity is the same gas, the same electricity. It's not some kind of inferior Polish electricity, is it?
No.
Okay. It's all the same. But I mean, I love that about you, about your integrity. As I said, I get that. And again, to be honest, from every utility person I've ever spoken to, that integrity always comes through.
Good.
Absolutely, yes. It's been fabulous. Now, do we have any questions from the gathered couple? Justin and Margaret, any questions? Well, Margaret, hit me with a question.
I've got a question. You mentioned this mesh system. Can you tell me more about that? Because I've not heard of it.
Okay, so they've only just launched it this weekend. So if you have internet at home with Utility Warehouse and you have one of our routers, rather than the mesh system costing about £200 or whatever it costs on Amazon, they've done a deal with Amazon and we can have it now for £2.50 a month rental. It somehow fits into your router and it somehow takes over with a router. It's different to a booster. It's a mesh system and it boosts it throughout the house and makes it so you can pick it up in the attic or the cellar or the garden. So that's just been launched. It will probably come on the next month's bills. You know, are you having trouble getting internet throughout the house? Mm-hmm. So that's something they just launched. The other thing that they just launched, which I'm really excited about, is let's see how I can explain this. If you've got an electric car, you can now charge up your car from the house if you're with UW, because they've got the license to put in the socket or whatever it is.
Yeah, the charging point.
That's it. Yeah. Sorry. So that's going to be rolled out now, which is brilliant. And they've got the water license as well, but that hasn't been deregulated.
Well, that's exciting. I mean, I see lots and lots of these charging points. So anyone now with an electric or thinking about buying an electric car, so you contact UW and they will send some around to fix the ports.
Yeah. I mean, they've only just launched it, so I don't know the ins and outs. I started to read, but it's a long book. But yeah, we've got the license, so we will be installing them in houses that have got electric cars, sort of thing.
Outside houses, actually.
Oh, well, outside houses, yeah.
Good. Are there any other exciting new products that were announced over the weekend?
For us as distributors, there was again electric vehicles, the electric Porsche. I'm not a petrol head, but they I don't know what the other cars are, but they're big sporty cars. But also they've got electric bikes if you want electric bikes as well.
So are these prizes for distributors? Are they?
Yeah, they're incentives. Yeah. So when you earn X amount of points or sign up X amount of customers, you can have these options. They're also doing they were doing food delivery to the house, like gourmet. Yeah. And this month it's Italy. Yeah. And there's something else they were doing with that, but so they've got all these different targets and better payments as well.
Yeah, we shouldn't overlook the possibility to earn a living out of this. As I say, and these are difficult times. So if anybody wants to learn more about, because again, it wasn't for me, but I've heard nothing but great things. I hear about the cruises people keep winning and the holidays and the cars and stuff. So the product is a product that everybody uses. The systems you've got in place are astonishing, and the rewards seem to be great. So again, if anyone wants a discussion with you about how they can earn a living out of it, you're open for discussion, yes?
I am indeed, yes, yeah. I'm looking for smart, ambitious, motivated, and coachable individuals. They've got to treat it like a job. So if their boss says they have to do this, well, that's what they would have to do, sort of thing, you know.
Okay, and Justine, did you have a question?
Sorry, stuck on mute. Should know by now. Also, what really interesting what you just kind of alluded to about water maybe coming in as one.
Yes.
So, I did perk up at that comment, so I'm looking forward to hearing more about that. And also a bit of a thank you and testimonial, because Deidre, for those who don't know, is going to be supporting a block of flats that I'm involved in managing. So some corporate referrals there. So big thank you, because I've heard nothing but good things about the customer services that Deidre has been providing there. So thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
And then I suppose just another little question is it possible to just have an extra SIM only kind of deal added to an account?
Yeah, you can literally you can have what you want. Of course, for me, the more you have, the better. But if you want a SIM only, you can have a SIM only. You can have, the first SIM is 20 quid, and that's unlimited everything. Oh, wow. And each SIM thereafter is £10. So you can have a maximum of 4 in total. So 20 quid, 10, 10, 10. So that's
50 quid.
50 quid, yeah. Unlimited everything.
That's very impressive.
And with EE, and new Wi-Fi calling. So if you can't pick up the signal, you can do it via Wi-Fi.
Mhm.
And 5G has been
Mhm.
announced as well. So there's lots of new things coming.
Is that a 5G SIM? 20 quid, do you know? Presumably
That's
it
what
is.
they said at the weekend.
at the
We can
weekend,
have
yeah.
Wi-Fi calling and we can have 5G because
Mhm.
people want 5G, but they don't need it.
Mhm. Mhm.
So they've listened to the distributors, what they've said when they've come across customers, and they've said, okay, we can have 5G. It's all with the EE network.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
that's part of BT, isn't it? I think also.
It is, yes. Yeah.
Well, that's good. And so, any other thoughts or questions before we wrap it up? Oh, Mum got another question. I love it.
Yeah, I've got another question.
Go for it.
Go on.
If you're like me and you don't pay for your own gas and electricity, but you've just been talking about mobile phones, can you do that separately? Is that something?
Yeah, you can have a
separately?
mobile phone if you want. Yeah.
And you
SIM
don't have
only.
to have you don't have to have the gas and electric and everything else.
No, you can have whatever you want to have. If you just wanted to have electricity, you could have just electricity. I don't think you can have just gas, but yeah, you can have a SIM only. You can have a handset from us. I find that sometimes they're cheaper to buy outright, but it's entirely up to you.
Okay, I don't need one just now, but I'm just thinking in the future.
Yes.
I didn't realise that, Deirdre. I thought you had to buy the gas and electric and then
No,
things
you don't.
added
No,
on.
no.
So that's quite a useful thing to know.
Yeah, you can have what you want, sort of thing, you know.
Okay, and where could I find out more about having the SIM only or the handset? Come to you?
Deirdre, of course.
We'll have to set up a one-to-one then. Yeah.
Yeah, we can link screens and then you could do all the typing and find the nice handset. And you could get the SIM only initially and maybe look at other handsets and then maybe come back and tag on a handset.
Okay.
That's impressive. Right. And all the latest iPhones are there, are they?
They are, yeah. They're all 24-month contract. There's no upfront money, but you're paying X amount for whatever data it's got on it, space. And then you pay your SIM only as a separate item.
Yeah. Very impressive. I mean, I wouldn't mind going through the process. I love technology. I love seeing how it works. You're having to go through it. Well, that's really interesting. I think we've covered most things, haven't we?
We have indeed, yeah.
I mean, again, like most of the members, obviously, a chat with you is free, isn't it, Deidre? You encourage people.
It is, yeah.
Anyone's got any questions, okay, just to talk to you, okay?
Yeah.
Your details are in the Zoco directory, are they? You put them in there?
They are indeed, yeah, and they're on the website itself, yeah.
Good. And LinkedIn and probably Facebook as well. You know.
I don't have a Facebook page for Utility Warehouse. I just have a personal one because you can go too mad on.
Of course, but that website, that's yours though. Enjoysaving.co.uk. Is that your website?
Yes, yeah. Enjoy saving and enjoyearning.co.uk.
Good. So then people got no excuse not to be able to contact you, have they, Deirdre?
No.
So before I turn off the recording, how was that? Was that stressful for you at all? Phew.
It was okay. It was a little bit nerve-wracking, but it was good. It was fine.
Good. Well,
so I'd recommend others who want to get their word out to get onto your list.
Good. Well, as I said, I'll stop recording in a moment. But I'll upload this, put it on the YouTube account, and I will say thank you so much, Deirdre. It was lovely meeting you in real life. It was a real shame that we couldn't get to know each other because you took over from Jonathan, didn't you? I think when Jonathan left. I think.
Yes, that's right. That's right. Yeah, and I think Nigel Troop's gone back there now.
Has he gone there? Well, it's a shame, but I mean, so we'll be meeting in real life very soon. Okay, so
brilliant.
So once again, thank you so much, Deirdre.